When I lived in Minnesota, I would go over to my friends' house a lot. One day, I was sitting on the couch watching TV and I heard a girl screaming in my right ear. It was like she was screaming at the top of her lungs, but the volume was turned down, so it wasn't the true volume of a scream. There was nothing there, obviously, so I just wrote it off. Well, a week or so later, one of the guys whipped his head around and said, "I just heard a girl screaming." We both knew there was no one else in the house. I didn't hear a girl screaming, but then neither did anyone else when she screamed in my ear. I don't think she was mean or bad. I think she was sad, lonely, wanting attention. I felt bad that I couldn't reach out to her. I went to a Lincoln exhibit when I was very young. There was a rocking chair, and as soon as I saw it, I saw a woman in period dress with brown hair knitting something and rocking in the chair. After like 2 seconds, the image vanished. I would attribute it to imagination, except the image was very vivid and clear, and I've never seen anything like it since. Several very bizarre things happened. I have no logical explanation for them. The best I can do to explain them logically are hallucinations, but I have never experienced anything away from that home. The oddest one to me had to do with my new wallpaper. We had to change it. It had dinosaurs on it. I would see the dinosaurs marching around and killing each other. This happened during the same time several nights until we took it down. Items used to move and get thrown on their own accord. A particular favourite was a rocking chair. It would change positions and rock. One night, when my grandparents were staying over, I awoke to find someone I didn't know in the chair who looked strange. A stuffed animal walked one time. I awoke with scratches that looked like nails. Maybe it was just my child brain, but I don't remember it that way. The scratches are really strange. I'm sure there was a ghost playing tricks on me. One evening I was watching TV while sitting on the sofa. I had a rubber band in my hand and flicked it across the room in an arc behind the TV. Next thing I know, it drops on my head. There wasn't enough power to bounce off walls. I have no idea how it ended up on my head. One night, my mum heard a crash noise in our kitchen, but figured I was up and dropping something. The next morning, my dad walked downstairs and thought there was ice on the kitchen floor, but he said after looking at it, the ice wasn't melting. It was glass shards. They cleaned up the glass which was on the floor, countertops, and even under the lip of the countertops along the top of some drawers, cabinets. It was as if someone stood back and threw a glass object at the wall or something. We had no idea what it was from. The glass was too thick to be any of the vases or glasses or even some bowls in our home. We had a huge family meeting in the kitchen trying to figure out what happened and where the glass came from. We still have no idea. I lived alone in an old house in the historic district of Memphis. I'd often get woken up in the middle of the night to country music coming from the radio. I don't listen to country music, and the radio had a dial. I'd have to change the dial back to my normal station when I was getting ready for work in the morning. We were home alone talking right before bed. We were playing a game where we gave all her stuffed animals silly names. Named the last one and she asks, "What's her name?" I said something along the lines of, "Who? Honey, we already named everyone." She then points to the blank wall and says, "That little girl." Now I don't know if it was just an overactive imagination or something else. All I know is that it freaked me out enough to sleep with the lights on for the next few weeks. The ghost of a young boy who lives in a house that our guests have seen. We rent from the original owner and there is no bad history, but a dozen people have seen him walking around upstairs. I leave my phone on the nightstand at night and I often find hundreds of scribbles opened on the notepad when I wake up.